big part. It's a big split between the Democrat and Republican Party.
Okay.
Okay. What's your stance on that? What's your stance on abortion? Do you think it's okay? What? Let me hear what you have to say.
So I believe that abortion is a medical procedure, and I think that medical procedures are to be left up to the medical profession and their patients. So just the same way that and I feel like let's leave it up to the doctors how to treat their patients. Okay, that's how I feel about it. So for me, but now me personally, I've been in relationships. I got mad. Well, you know what? I don't want to tell my personal business too much, but that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that I'm personally advocating for someone to go get one. I'm just saying that I don't. It's none of my business. I want that to be between the doctor and their patient. That's how I feel about it. If it's. And, also what I've heard people say that resonated with me is, yes, I know the consequences of unprotected sex are that I could get pregnant, right? But that doesn't mean that I necessarily consent to it. And I don't, and to have another life form feeding off of my physical body, that should require my consent. And I don't give it. Therefore, I should have the right to get an abortion. Hey, look, yeah, I think it should be between.
I noticed that you said you a lot in there, but from what I'm aware of, it takes two to tango. It does take two to tango.
What do you mean now?
Do you think it doesn't? You said you a lot, like you should get an like it's between.
You can be singular. You can be singular or plural.
Okay. So I guess what it comes down to is, do you think it's right to kill that other living being?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So the question is you'd have to define kill, because can you kill something before it's born? When is it living? Blah 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 blah. Look, I believe in doing no harm. I believe in doing no harm. And I believe in body autonomy at the same time, meaning that I believe people should have the right to do with their body as they want to, even if it means harming their own body. I think that should be permissible. And hey,
there's a blurry line in where you said that, because once there's a okay, I consider a child whenever it's considered a living life form is whenever it's conceived, whenever the sperm meets the egg, and it's conception. Okay. So you're not, are you really giving that part a choice?
If that's what I'm saying is where I differ is that could that thing you're talking about, that little conception thing, could we take that and put it in a lab and it could just grow itself into a baby? No, because it needs that mother's body. Okay, it needs to feed off of her physical body. And there's lots of pregnancies that have complications and serious consequences, even some that can be fatal. Some they even know that are going to be fatal. And of course, there's exceptions for that. Maybe you believe there should be or not. But anyway, my point being that I think where I land on it, let's say that you're right and that is a baby, or that is a person, or that is a life, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Another life form should have my consent to feed off of my life form. Period. So let's say you're correct. Okay, but no person has the right to feed off of me physically without my consent, no matter whether I had unprotected sex or not. Because
that was your choice. That was the choice that you made. That was the choice. I mean, don't tell me my body, my choice. You could go to a medical clinic. You could go to a clinic and get as many free condoms as you want. You could get birth control, pretty much for free. You could do all these things for, that are for free. Don't tell me you can't tell me that there's not a way to prevent that.
I didn't.
I mean, but people make these choices, and then they say it was my body, my choice. Well, yeah, it was your body, your choice.
And it's still their body.
Your choices, but your choice now has a consequence, and now you have a living. It's only a
consequence. It's only a consequence if they don't have a choice, and that's what
they always have a choice, unless you want to go into the graping situation.
No, you're taking their choice.
Is a very small.
No, you're saying after this point they should no longer have a choice, and what I'm saying is a person should have the choice. A person should have the choice, and if it's barbaric. If it's harmful, if it's medically invasive, that is for the medical community to debate amongst themselves. And I don't feel like people who know enough about it, including myself, really should be able to make a call on should that be part of the medical profession or not. Who am I to say,
You know what? I actually agree with Sterling for the most part that when the baby's in the body of a woman, I'm surprised we agree, which is cool though. It's still cheers, body.
I like you, Stump. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we like I said before, Lupin, we can't be critics, hypocrites, man. If we say don't do this to us, then we shouldn't. And I understand that the baby's independent life, but it's still inside a woman's body, man. And like I say, we should be not able to have our money used for this stuff. We should be able to protest against it and tell them what the consequences of doing this can be. And I mean, it is barbaric, man. Where they chop the baby to pieces. That's definitely barbaric, man. But it's still their body. It's still inside their body. And I don't want to be a hypocrite, man. I want to be. That's being a hypocrite's a sin as well. So if I don't want them to force something on me, I don't want to force anything on a woman. I want to tell her that it's wrong and that the consequences can be the lake of fire. And other than that, I don't want my money used for it, like my tax money. But other than that,
that's a whole other situation. I don't know if I even want to get into that. I think the point that I just want to go across is I think that the whole my body, my choice thing has been kind of muddied because it's your body and it's your choice. And if you choose to have unprotected sex or if you choose not to use birth control, which is very widely available for practically free for a majority of people, especially in the United States, you had that choice. And then once you have made that choice not to use those options, and now you have a third party that has no say in it, then the waters get a little bit murky, But
yeah, I think that's got to be between them and God, man. If they believe or not, that's got to be between them because that thing is inside her body, and she has a right. I mean, like I said, they use that same excuse against us with the COVID thing. It's not for you; it's for the other people. That you wear a mask yourself up like some kind of clown. It's not for you; it's for the other person. The same thing they're using that we use about abortions. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite, man. I say no to mask and all that crap. And I say, so I have to agree that it's their body. They can say no if they want.
Oh no, that's a good point, Stuff. And just to bounce off,
we're gonna have to take that one to Rumble. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get banned.
No, you can say COVID now, but you can't say the other things. You know how that goes in this world.
My body, my choice. I think applies to COVID too. Look, if you want to get the vaccine. Fine. If you don't force it on me, though. I don't want to.
That's my point. They made that point about they associated that with, it's not for you. It's for the other old lady over here. It's for this and that. Hey, my body, my choice. I agree. I can't say that for me and then say not for you. I can't do it, man.
If that person has a vaccine, I gotta do right. If that person has a vaccine, then they're protected against it. So why would I need to be forced to take it?
That's what they use. That's what they use. I understand all that, but that's what they use against you, man. You wearing a mask for my benefit, not for yourself, but what about the other people? It's the same argument, man. It's not just you; it's another life,
No, you're right, Stuff. I don't know if I ever thought of it that way because because you do find a lot of people who are inconsistent on that. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you think that you should have the right to do one thing with your body, and the government shouldn't be able to tell you that you're wrong, then you have to apply that to this person who says they're doing the same thing. And also, you know, their medical doctors condoning it. So I even feel like that's even, but there's been well, you know what, we won't get into that. But yeah, it is that Stump brings up a good point about the consistency of your life, of not anyone in particular. Again, I'm talking about you, plural, of your logic, if you're against one and for the other. It's a good point, Stump.